So, hello everybody, welcome to a bit of a casual video for the Rift Assassin vs Pure Kicker. So this was something I got a few comments about on my tier list video, and I figured I wanted to explore this. So the whole idea behind the video is that the Rift runeword, a lot of people don't really think it's worth going with this weapon. The main thing it does is just blasting out a lot of frozen orbs. In fact, it can probably do more frozen orb damage than even a kitted out cold sorceress, you know, Biskia and everything. It really does proc that many frozen orbs. But a lot of people felt like it wasn't worth it over the Pure Kicker. So, the idea is I'm just gonna do like maybe 1 or 2 Chaos runs on each of the 2 variations, and then yeah, that's basically it for the results and everything. I'll just, before I show the gear, just gonna quickly explain the build. Pure Kicker just means going into Dragon Talent, so maxing it out or however far you wanna go. Yeah, I wouldn't really. You could go with Dragon Flight if you don't like Enigma, but that would be about it really. It's kind of boring just going with maybe only Dragon Talent, but that's it pretty much. Shadow Discipline 1 into everything, or you can also just max Burst of Speed, or you can max Fade. You can maybe even consider maxing Venom, and in my case I also maxed Shadow Master, so I have a stronger summon. And then 1 point into everything here but the 2 Fire Traps, maxing Death Sentry and then Lightning Sentry. And now here comes the thing. For my 2 or 3 runs, however much I bother doing, I'm not gonna use any traps. I wanna see the clear times done without using any traps. I feel like that would also be a good gimmick for the video, so that I can also get a more feel for Stormlash versus Rift runeword. Another thing I also want to mention again, just before I show the gear, Rift in a War Scepter is a pretty hard item to get. You see that the items, the runes themselves to make the runeword is not that expensive. Most people could solo self-found this weapon, but still getting a War Scepter and that sort of items can be a bit hard. Also just because not a lot of people are gonna make this runeword and everything, so not a lot of people are gonna trade for it and so on. Whereas Stormlash, while it is a very hard item to find and everything, it's very high level to even use it, level 82. It might be a bit cheaper to get than this runeword here, so that's also another thing to factor in. Now I will show the gear for Pure Kicker variation. So going with Dracula's gloves, you could also go with some crushing blow gloves or laying of hands, but I like lifesteal on this build here just to get more survival, since the build itself, it leeches quite good, but it's still nice with a life tab. Just a Raven Frost ring. Actually don't think I even, I do need the attack rating even with a very high level Dragon Talent spec'd into, but okay. Verdungus Court doesn't really matter. You could even go with Arak if you want better teleport. Bulkator's Wedding Band just for having better, I'm not gonna use traps, but it's really good with plus skillers on this build actually to boost the traps damage. And then Goblin 2, very important that you upgrade these ones here. Obviously I have mine fully upgraded, mirrored boots. It's really just all about getting these Goblin Toe here, because they are best in Slaughter Abyss, especially once you have them upgraded. And then I wasn't really sure for the shield. I had this shield lying around when I made the build. There's probably better shields out there to consider, maybe like Storm Shield or something, but this is pretty fun. Sanctuary gives a lot of resist, and together with Morris Amulet I'm easily capping, so I just went with that for the melee setup or the Pure Kicker. And then Enigma, again Stormlash, actually very cool weapon. The static actually procs a lot, just because you really, like you see, it's only a 50% chance to cast a level 10 static field on strike, and that like 15%, that's not a lot, but it does happen quite a bit. Because we attack so fast, and yeah, it's actually quite cool. The other stats are not that great. You get high increased attack speed, but yeah, it's a bit gimmick with the other things, maybe besides crushing blow, and also just a Gulliam's face. I think that's it. Oh yeah, call time to switch. So that's the Pure Kicker setup. And now the 3 items I switch out for Rift Assassin is the Rift Runeword itself, obviously. And then I go with a 2020 Monarch. If you're a really baller, if you're a really mad Wolf, you could also go with JMOG 2020, but I just have a bit of a basic one here with, funny enough, some enhanced defense and maximum durability. And then for Helm, I go with Nightwing's Wheel. This is to boost, you get +2 to all skills, but you also get the cold damage, which is pretty good when you're spamming that many frozen orbs. So yeah, Gulliam's Face, Stormlash has more like melee stats and everything, while this is more like caster oriented to boost the Rift Rune itself. But I'm gonna guess, at least I'm gonna guess, that I think Rift Runeword is going to be better. And again, it's going to be with no traps. Just trying to see the performance of pure kicker, or going with likely the more expensive setup here with Rift Runeword, the shield here socketed, and Nightwing's Field. Oh, and it's also just worth noting that I don't really have a Reaper's Tall setup right now on this particular character, but you would probably go with Reaper's Tall Merc if you are also going pure kicker instead of Infinity. So that's just something to keep in mind, that I could perhaps optimize the build a little bit again. A little bit still for the pure kicker variations, but this is just the gear that I do have lying around on this live server build that I have on my the third account I have of, I have quite few accounts still. But yeah, let's move on. And what do you know, I can even go to Diablo 2 Resurrected in HD now. Now, I ported the build now also to Diablo 2 Resurrected, so you can download this build if you also want to try it out. As always, have the link in the description for that and everything. But again, normal Chaos Run now without traps. I'm literally not gonna use them because it's all about just feeling out the Rift Runeword versus Stormlash. So live split time is also up here, and I'm just gonna start now. Oh, and also a note, I'm not using Fade. I probably should. My resistance is not that good in this particular gear setup. I just quickly show you that Mara is literally the only thing keeping us in the negative resistance, but it should be okay. And I always more like to use Burst of Speed because it just, well, it makes trap placement faster, and yeah, I just like the run speed as well. But let's start. Oh, and I should also quickly get call times up again. There you go. So, no kicking at all. That's what I'm gonna remember myself for this time. It's such a habit. Like playing this builds here without traps, it's a bit odd. But yeah, you see so far Frozen Up seems to be doing a lot of damage. The issue is just that, what are they called? This Oblivion Knights, they are cold immune, so it's gonna take a little bit of a while to kind of single those out. Okay, a little elite pack here, not too bad. Did lose a little bit of life. But that's also the thing with this build, I talked about it before, where you actually kill so fast, at least when you're using traps, that it's actually a problem. Like you can't proc the cools fast enough sometimes, and the survival can be a bit of a problem there. So yeah, you kill too fast and it's actually a problem. Also just because I don't leech that well. Like you can see my mana, it's okay leech and everything, but sometimes I might even want to use like a mana potion because I just don't really leech enough mana back and so on, if that makes sense. The leech is not that good on this build, and that is also why, again, because we have to use Dracul's gloves. But I can easily go into a large pack like this one and still stay up. At least if Dracul procs from the start, it's not really a problem surviving even dangerous things. Because doing this on an undergeared melee build, that would definitely hurt. Oh, stupid Oblivion Knights as well. They are just gonna take a long time to deal with or whatever. Honestly, so far I think I do notice the frozen orb damage. Again, you can also say a little thing about frozen orbs is that it doesn't really, like, the frozen orbs are not placed that well. Oh, now the seal is, oh, that seal is always a problem to click on. But yeah, sometimes you kind of proc, you know, the frozen orbs and they kind of just land outside of the pack that you're killing anyways. So they don't really explode inside of the mobs. Well, that was fast. Nice to see at least. Oh, big pull here. Oh, I needed a cool proc here. See, this is what happens if you don't proc the cruel. I'm gonna have to rerun this shit now. It's so funny. So that was clearly just a warm-up. Let's try again. It's so funny to see. Like I talked about it before, also when I did the guide back then, that yeah, relying on Draculs is just not optimal. But that is also why something like a Sealer Paladin, the good old Sealer Paladin, shouldn't really also use Draculs. You should just get a Grief, and then, you know, crazy leech with a Seal. Draculs is just not reliable. Like, the only reason why I would probably want to use the Cruels is if I don't have anything better, or if I don't have a, you know, a good weapon to leech with. Because obviously something like I hope Stormlash is at least gonna leech a little better, because this Rift Runeword, it doesn't leech well. It really doesn't. So yeah, we're just gonna have to rerun this again. I hope there won't be another failed compilation. So, had to use a mana potion against these ones here. It's a bit annoying when I do run out of mana, but so far it's actually very good. No real issues. I think I'm also going a little bit faster than the last time. Maybe like 20 seconds ahead or so, but it was also a little bit empty at the start compared to what I got now or whatever. Oh, and annoying one there. Cold immune still went down fast. Good. So, can I click the seal? Come on. It's always failing. I don't know. Let's try again. Lord says. Oh, now call time's dropped at the very moment I engage the pack. Oh, that's not too smart. Let's see some Lord says damage without the merc, because it actually died. Just gonna quickly rebite after this. Okay, so it says they die. Like, I don't really rely on Infinity that much, so that's good to see. You can definitely consider run this setup without an Infinity. You should probably even do that. You know, on the more physical oriented kicker variation. Maybe the Rift Runeword is better with Infinity and so on, but yeah. So far, I'm honestly happy with the run. I don't think I made any bigger mistakes. So just Lord says when call times dropped. Good speed, honestly. I don't think I could improve much upon this run here. There wasn't really any major mistakes. So 5 minutes, it's going to probably be maybe 5-10 or so. Oh, there you go. The shake was just delayed or something. Yeah, the boss damage is great. It really is. Okay, the Merc is also assisting there, but still. So 5 minutes, 5 seconds. Good enough. I'm honestly happy with this result. So let's see the kicker variation with more physical. Oh, and just for the fun, this was actually a pretty cool loot here. Shadow Killer. Actually kind of fun. A lot of enhanced damage and freeze target. Quite like this one. And so it's time for this setup here. So Stormlash, Guliama's Face, and Sanctuary. Those are the only 3 items I switched out. And this also means that now I'm nearly resist capped and everything. So let's see if I'm gonna be faster. I hope that I'm going to be feeling quite a big of a difference, but we will see now. With static procs, okay. It really is funny when the static procs, and it does happen quite a lot. It isn't insignificant. I'm pretty sure you can probably like calculate how much average damage something like Stormlash static proc even does. Like, you could say that every time, I don't know, a Dragon Talent connects with a hit or whatever, Dragon Talon on average does 5% more damage due to the chance of static proccing from Stormlash. Something like that. I don't think that's completely bullshit to say that you can kind of find the average damage that proc adds to your overall damage. As also talked about, you could probably just go with Reaper's Toll on this setup here. It would likely be better. But yeah, I didn't want to change out too many variables, just try to only switch out those 3 items in total. So far it seems to be about the same. I don't think the density changed much from the last run either. But we'll see if I can speed it up just a little bit soon. I'm at least gonna try to beat that 5 minutes. I can tell you that the leech is also not improved, sadly. I'm still just running out of mana all the time. Already used all my mana potions. I really wish I could get the leech to work better, but like if you don't have a grief or some other crazy high rune word with a lot of enhanced damage or whatever, it just doesn't seem to leech well, these melee builds here. It's unfortunate, because it's really annoying having to use this many mana potions all the time. I actually think I have to go back to town and buy some again, but yeah, we will see. Just gonna actually just now go back to town. Merc did die the other run as well, so fair game. I just need to get my call to arms up again just to be safe. There you go. Let's go. Oh, the seal wasn't... Never mind. Let's go. Okay, that felt a lot safer. Somehow maybe the Merc also tanked a little bit of them. But that was nice. Honestly, I think the resistance also did help a little bit, but yeah. But yeah, this is fine. Big pack here. I didn't really feel any danger. Man, when static do proc, like it's funny when it happens, but yeah, it is a bit of a gimmick perhaps. Oh man, now it procced again. Oh, this pack is gonna go down fast. Yeah, okay. Like static is fun when it does happen in the correct times. Stormlash is a pretty cool weapon, yes. Let's get down. Okay, there was also physical immune, so it took a little bit of a longer time. Fair game. Now it should be happening. I don't know. It's delayed. I don't know why the shaking effect doesn't come either. Oh wow, it killed it quite a bit faster there. So damn, only like 10 seconds faster. I think if I hadn't done some maybe minor mistakes, I could have been a little bit faster. But I thought I could make a stronger conclusion right now. Honestly, I think both builds has their place. If you are facing a lot of cold immunes in the areas that you're farming anyways, maybe just go with this setup instead. I also do want to note that getting Rift runeword in a War Scepter is quite a bit harder than probably buying a Stormlash. Yeah, Guliama's face is also cheaper than Nightwing's Veil, and a 2020 Monarch is also cheaper than even a Stormlash. So yeah, I don't think there's that much difference between the builds. And once you factor in traps, it's probably even less of a difference. But yeah, this is pretty much the conclusion. There are really no difference. I didn't even feel it that much. Obviously, when static procs on Stormlash, you really do feel it, like wow, and it really does happen. And also I do want to note that it's actually a level 10 static field, so the radius is actually pretty large. It's the same thing with like if you are leveling a sorceress, you might want to put like 5 points into static to just get the radius up a little bit. Where here you actually do get a whole level 10 static field, which is quite a bit of a radius going on. But yeah, I think that's pretty much the video. So do leave your thoughts in the comments below. Like some people said that straight out the Rift runeword was not good. They didn't like it compared to just running a standard kicker. I also do want to quickly note here at the end that I'm just gonna quickly go to the stash here, that you should maybe play it with a flesh river instead, or a lacerator. Those are really two good weapon options as well. I'm not sure if there are other weapon options than these free ones. Obviously, also again, you can go with Chains of Honor, Fortitude. You can also go with Highlights Wrath, stuff like that. There are also a few other items that you change out for the pure physical setup, which likely would also speed up the run even more. So maybe with even better setups, you could go down to like 6 minutes 30 in this particular run that I did. But yeah, not to make the video that much longer, thank you so much for watching everyone, and have a good one.